Hello, grade 7. Welcome to another week of virtual school. Our topic for today is inequality, and there will be two parts of this. One is for this Monday, and then the next one will be for Wednesday. Okay, so for this video or lesson, you will be required to answer 6 questions, which will be shown at the end of the video, and then you are going to submit that in ManageBack. 2 questions that you need to be able to answer at the end. These are, you need to think about how you're going to solve inequality and how are you going to show your answer or solution in a number line. And for this second question, that means that you are going to graph your answer. Okay, before we get started, you need to be familiar with the symbols that you use. So in the past, you have used the equal symbol and you seldom use the not equal symbol. When you're using the equal symbol, then that means that whatever is the value on the left side of the equal symbol should be the same as the value to the right side. And if you have a slash over your equal symbol, that means that the value on the left is not the same as the value to the right. At this point, I would like you to get your notebook and start writing down notes so that when you solve your problems, you have something to look at as reference. And if not, then if you can't and you're stuck, you can watch the video again. Okay, so 4 symbols that you're going to use this week are the following: greater than symbol, less than symbol, greater than or equal, or less than or equal. So you know that there is an equal when you see a bar down below. Okay, before I explain what this means, go take a look at the corner. And so just a review of what you have learned before. When you're using the less than symbol, that means that the mouth is facing to the right, and it means that wherever the mouth is facing, that should be where the bigger value should be. So on the top part, the mouth of the symbol is facing the bigger cupcake, which is to the right, and that's less than. If your symbol or the mouth of your symbol is facing the left side and the bigger value is on the left side, that is greater than. So in this example, you see that the mouth here is facing 5. That means that whatever is the value of x, it should be less than 5. So it is written as x is less than 5 or x is smaller than 5. To graph it using a number line, you need to use 5 as your reference number. So it's important that you have a reference number or a reference value, and that should be on your number line. So I'm going to put 5. Okay. Then on top of 5, you are going to draw a circle. Okay, and then this one is not shaded. You see a hole in the middle because it's less than. And you will see what I mean later on the second example. So whatever is the value of x should be smaller than 5. And the smaller values are to the left of 5 in the number line. So that means you're going to draw an arrow going to the left. Okay. Next example. X is less than or equal to 5. Now you have that bar underneath. It means that whatever is x, it should include 5. So the answer for x are values like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and all the values smaller than 5. So it is read as x is less than or equal to 5. Because the answer includes 5, when I draw my number line, I have the 5. Then I draw the circle. There's a difference between the circle on top, which is like an open one, and this one is a closed or shaded circle. Okay, because it's less than, that means all values will be to the left, and I'm going to draw the arrow. Okay, next example is greater than symbol. So this is read as x is greater than 7. So x has the value of greater than or any value bigger than 7. That could be 7.1, 7.2, 8, 10.5, everything that is bigger than 7. So in your number line, you need to have a 7 over there. So I'm going to put the 7. and on top of it is a circle, but because there is no equal or bar, that means that the circle is an open circle or an unshaded circle. If x is bigger than 7, that means that in a number line, those values that are bigger than 7 will be going to the right of the number line. So your arrow goes to the right. For the last example, you have greater than or equal to 7. So it's read as x is greater than or equal to 7. Again, I'm going to put 7 as part of the number line because that's your reference value. On top of it is a closed or shaded circle because the answer includes the value 7. And everything that is bigger than 7 is to the right of the number line. So your arrow goes to the right. Okay. On the next one, okay, reminder. First, solving inequalities are similar or the same as when you are solving problems using the equal symbol. Number 2, the only difference is that at the end, the values of your x will have more than one value, not just one. So you will have more than one answers. The last one is that when you solve inequality, you solve it the same way that you did for equality, which you have been doing for 2 weeks now. Okay, let's start with the first example. Our first example is a one-step equation. Just like what I said, you do the same thing as if this is equal, but instead of writing equal, you will use less than or equal to. 8 times x, we will use the inverse operation, which is divide. So we divide both sides by 8. 8x divided by 8 is x or 1x. Copy the symbol. 32 divided by 8 is 4. And you are done. The next part is to graph it using a number line. When you do, draw the number line and make sure that the 4 is included in the number line. Okay, this is with equal, so you have shaded circle going to the left. Second example, a two-step equation. Again, just follow and keep writing the same symbol every time, but it's the same as equal. Okay. So when two-step, you either add or subtract first. So we are looking at this minus 5. We do the opposite, which is plus 5. When we plus 5 to both sides, you will end up with 3x greater than 19 plus 5 is 24. Now we're down to one step. We divide both sides by the coefficient of x, which is 3, divided by 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. So you have 1x greater than 24 divided by 3 is an 8. You are now done. The only thing that we don't have here is the graph or the number line. I'm going to draw a number line and it shows 8. And then you are going to draw the circle, open circle, and all x is greater than or bigger than 8, so you go to the right. Okay, now last thing, before this is the last thing, just remember, and this is the most important thing, and you do not have this in equality. Okay, we do not accept a negative x. So in the past, I told you that to remove the negative x, our strategy is to divide both sides by negative 1. Okay, so to make it positive. So negative x divided by negative 1 will give you x, and negative 4 divided by negative 4, divided by negative 1 is negative 4. But remember, and you have to remember this, when your last step, when you solve inequality, is to divide or multiply by a negative 1, you have to reverse the symbol, just like what I have done in here. Here you have a greater than symbol, but because we divided by a negative 1, I made this at the last part as less than. So when you multiply and divide an equality by a negative, you must reverse the sign when it's your last step. We are now done. We're just going to graph it. We have a negative 4 as our reference value. Because this is less than without the equal symbol, your circle is an open circle and all values should be to the left because it's less than. So that's the last part. So you have all the exercises here. You have to solve and graph each inequality on a piece of paper, solve them. Then after, take a photo of your work, upload it in ManageBack. Title of your task is Inequality Part 1. Bye.